Hello, 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 everybody. We are live again today with the PowerLink Expo. I'm super, super excited today. I have three wonderful guests that are going to be on with us and going to be talking about what they're going to be doing at the PowerLink Expo coming up on May the 18th and 19th. We have Mr. Daniel Pennington. Hi, Mr. Daniel Pennington.
How
We
are
have
you? It's good
Dr.
to see
Steve
you.
Webb. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. And then we also have Larry Brooks that's going to be a part of the event. Hi, Larry. Great to see you guys. Thank you all so much for coming on. It's wonderful to see you guys tonight. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
Great. Outstanding.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So these three gentlemen are going to be talking tonight, giving a little bit of information about their workshops or the conferences that they're going to be hosting so that we can get a better understanding as to why you should be at the event. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to Bantucola, who is sponsoring this particular live stream for us. They have been phenomenal in helping us get all the information out there. We've been able to share this information with several different organizations and on social media for different outlets, and we just really appreciate them for being one of our top sponsors at the event. With that being said, let's go into talking about some of the conferences and workshops that we're going to be having at this particular event coming up on May the 18th and 19th. Daniel, if it's okay, I'm going to start with you because you're at the top of my screen. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So give us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
I am a speaking coach. I've been a speaking coach for about 12 years. I worked in TV for a long time, almost 3 decades in television, and I put a lot of people on camera. And then I started working with Studer Group. And then all of a sudden I was helping people get on stage, and it really is a similar skill set. So it was very natural for me to flow into being a speaking coach. And there just doesn't seem to be a lot of speaking coaches around. So I work mainly with business leaders, and probably just about everybody you know in town, at one time or another, I've worked with them or somebody in their company.
Okay, okay. So let's talk about the conference that you're going to be hosting for us on Thursday at 11:45 on the 19th. Tell us a little bit about that conference and what you're going to be talking about.
Well, I'm really interested in how people talk about their business. At some point, people will come to me and they'll say, well, I need to get good at doing this. I need to get good at talking about my business. But a lot of times by then, they've been in business for 10 or 12 years, and there are so many missed opportunities in that period of time. And if you go to like the chamber breakfast and some of those things, you see people, they go around the room and everybody talks about their business, and it's just horrible. It's just not compelling, and people hate it. They know they're not doing a good job, but they don't know how to do it any better. So we're going to talk about how to talk about your business, and actually how to do a lot more than just talk about your business, but how to talk about not your business, but the customer's problem. If we do it in terms of what the customer needs, then they'll be more likely to be connected with us than if we just talk about ourselves. Most advertising, and I've done a lot of advertising, most advertising is just chest pounding. I am, I have, I do, I'm a part of this group, I do this much. And you get done and why does anybody care? I don't care. But if you talk to me about what problems I have, then all of a sudden I'm really interested. If you have a solution to my problem, then I'm interested.
That is very true. I do graphic design and marketing as one of my trades, and I hate talking. People think that I like to talk, but I really don't like to talk. I'd rather be in the background someplace just doing graphic design and marketing. But because I am a business owner, you have to do a lot of conversating with people, and sometimes I miss opportunities because I'm too busy trying to tell them what I'm capable of as opposed to hearing what their problem is. So when we talk about asking those questions, what is one question that we can ask a customer or someone that might be a potential customer that would pique their interest in wanting to know more about us?
Well, what we need to do is we need to have a really rock solid idea of our customers' problems. What are they struggling with? What keeps
Mhm.
them awake at night? And if you focus instead of on myself, but I focus out there on the customer, well, we know, I mean, chances are you know a great deal about your customer. If you're a designer, you can actually look online and see what their design looks like and what they're doing, what's working well, and what's not working well. And by the time you have the conversation with them, you can begin a diagnosis of what it is they need and how you can help. But yeah, asking their questions, what's keeping them awake at night, and then you have a solution to that. When we're solving problems for people, we're not selling. You know, people say, I hate to sell. I hate to sell. Well, you don't have to sell. But if you look at somebody's stuff and you go, okay, well, I can see places here and here and here where you could probably have a better logo, or you could have a better background on your website or whatever. And you're helping, okay, Catrice, I'm really interested in you having that conversation with me because now you're interested in my problems. These are the things that are keeping me awake at night.
Okay. Okay, that is super awesome. If you are listening right now, let me go ahead and say drop into the chat right below on any of the social media pages. Get linked up. Let's talk a little bit more. The PowerLink Expo is going to be taking place on May the 18th and 19th. It will be in Fort Walton Beach at the Christian Life Center on First Street. If you are interested in getting more information about how you can be able to talk about your business with other people, as far as taking one of the conferences, this is an opportunity for you to sign up today. We are able to get you in now. We still have spots available. If you go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com and /attend, you'll be able to register today and get signed up for that particular conference. So Steve, Daniel, let's talk a little bit more.
Okay.
So whenever we talk about the issues and the problems that we have with our clients, how does this help us? I mean, I know that you say that we when we're not talking about ourselves and we're talking about the concerns of other customers, that's getting them drawn into our interest. But how does it help us? What does it make us look like as business owners when we start showing our interest more in their area as opposed to what we do?
Right. So if you sell a product, you have one sale. But if
Mhm.
you become a problem solver for a business owner, you have a potential lifetime commitment with them because that's what they want. I mean, if you think about it, if you're running, I guess you're running a business, aren't you, Patrice? So
I
if you're
am.
running a business, you stay awake at night and you worry about things. And if
Mhm.
people say, hey, I get that, I get what you're worried about, I understand that, then okay, now you're on my side. Here's some things we could do to help. Not that I'm selling stuff, but just, you know, I'm just saying if we can solve problems for people, and if we see ourselves as problem solvers and not as salespeople, because everybody hates sales and everybody hates to be sold to. But I'm telling you, if you spend some time looking at my stuff, I've got a website, I've got a bunch of, I do Facebook and LinkedIn and all that stuff. I'm a very public person, and it would be possible for somebody to look at all of that stuff and say, you look great, but here's the misses that I see. Here are the things that you could have done better. I know I don't have great SEO. I know my website doesn't look perfect. I understand that, but if they could, and actually the people who have sold me, that's what they've done, is they've looked at my stuff, diagnosed it, asked me a whole lot of questions, and said, here's a couple of things that might work for you. And I get to where I trust them. Once they become a trusted provider, then I'm willing to listen to them about everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is wonderful. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you are interested in being a part of the PowerLink Expo, there is still time for you to sign up. These workshops, these conferences are all available for you. All you have to do is go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com and be in /attend and register, and that will get you in the door as far as being able to be a part of it. Most of the conference and the expo are free. There's only a couple of things that you need to pay for, but for the most part, it's pennies on the dollar and it's worth it for your business. So please come and go ahead and register and be a part of this. With that being said, if you have any questions that you're interested in dropping in on the chat right now, that you'd like to ask Daniel, Steve, or even Larry, please go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll look at them and take a, and see if we can answer some of the questions even today. So that way we can get your information out there that you need to know. With that being said, let's go on and talk to Dr. Steve Webb, my man, Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, Catrice. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well. So, Steve, you were at the last event that we had, and you had some phenomenal information that you were talking about concerning how we as business owners need to learn how to communicate if we're in some kind of a fix when it comes to being in danger. And I was super excited about that because a lot with all the things that are going on in the United States or across the world now, we need to know how to protect ourselves in that aspect like never before. And so I want you to give a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of your history and talk about who you are and what it is that you do.
Sure. Well, to start with, I've been an educator for over 3 decades now. So I've had all of these Gen Zers and millennials that are in the workforce now. And the number one aspect that they're looking for in an employer is safety and the knowledge and the training to keep them safe. And so as such, I'm also a law enforcement officer. So being an educator, being a professor at Southern Illinois University, I was an ALICE active threat instructor, and I taught law enforcement and those that are at these universities and schools how to respond to an event. But then I developed my own training over time, because if you have to run, hide, or fight, it's too late. Right. So I teach leadership skills in dealing with behaviors. I teach employers and employees how to communicate better. Not only the fact that they don't communicate by voice anymore, they like to use technology, of which I'm developing an app to help these organizations do that.
Okay.
But in 2017, OSHA provided a directive that employers must train their employees on workplace violence. And since then, I'm trying to dedicate myself to making sure. I've had a lot of businesses contact me, and I've done a lot of their trainings. But certainly, whenever you do trainings, and I'm a preventionist, I'm not in response. If I have to respond as a law enforcement officer, it's a bad day. I'm trying to help people prior to such an event. And when you talk about workplace violence, we're not just talking about that huge mass event. We're talking about harassment. We're talking about bullying. That's the same thing that occurs in all organizations, occur in small businesses as well. And I just want not only the employers, but the employees to feel safe. And if there's some way I can help them do that, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I have a question for you. So as a small business, I work pretty much relatively by myself, except with my clients. Okay. And with that being said, sometimes you have to deal with a particular client that thinks that they are a bully towards you. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how do you handle when it's a one-on-one situation with a small business and the client thinks that they're a bully?
Yeah, well, we look at escalation and de-escalation whenever you're discussing bullying, that it's occurring real time. Most of the bullying that's occurring now are cyber harassment, cyber bullying. And so it's 24/7. And so what I do is I try to train them how to not only deal with the de-escalation of that type of bullying, but also to investigate that type of bullying within an organization. So even though you may be a small business of one, you still have to deal with the public. And the trainings that I do teach you how to be aware and analyze your environment, whether you're going to Walmart, you're at the mall, or anywhere else. And it provides people with the confidence to know that they can see the signs and they can learn how to de-escalate a situation.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let me go ahead and say this really quickly. First of all, thank you again, Bantucola, for sponsoring this. We really appreciate you allowing us to come on and do a preliminary talk before the actual event takes place. As you can see, we have some powerful speakers that are going to be there. And I'm excited about having you, Steve, as well as Daniel and Larry, that's going to be a part of this, because I know that this is going to be something that will help businesses. With that being said, if you have any questions, please go ahead and drop it into the chat. We'd love to hear from you. I'm going to ask you another question, Steve, because there's something else that I want to know. So, one of my clients that shall remain nameless had someone come into their place of business and expose themselves. But it was just women there. And uh, that it was unexpected. No one thought it was going to ever happen. How do you look out for something like that?
Yeah, I teach a lot of the indicators, pre-violence indicators, and a lot of those are gestures that they're doing as they're walking. I teach how to determine whether someone is concealing a weapon. But
Mm,
once you get this knowledge, and once you start building your knowledge base on how to analyze people and their gait, their walk, their eye contact, you start understanding that there's something that's a precursor to something that could be happening, and you can prepare yourself, and it's no longer a shock to you. Those kind of things are still going to happen, but our trainings provide you with those mindset. I call it the learner mindset, where you're learning about people before they ever speak. You don't have to wait on your hearing to learn about a person. You can learn about a person just by seeing them walk, talk, and how they act, and hopefully that provides that anti-shock to know that there are people out there like that, and we're not going to get away from it. And now that we're post-pandemic, mental health took a really beating during the pandemic anyway. So I'm trying to get people back in the public and back with a confidence to be able to not just survive but thrive.
that is so powerful. That's so powerful because right now, like you said, with the pandemic, a lot of things that normally did not happen is starting to happen now, even more so. And we have to be more mindful of what people have been going through in the pandemic. And now that we're able to shed some of that house and some of the living inside of a cocoon and getting back out there, it's really hard to sometimes re connect with other people and learn how to reevaluate when something might be wrong and when something may not be wrong. Um, with that being said, one last question. And after that, I'll leave you alone because I know that I'm trying to make sure that I don't give too much information because, like I said, your last workshop was so powerful and mind blowing. It was just crazy. But I want to give people enough information so they know that this is something that they really want to attend. um, when you're dealing with certain types of people that have been in a shell and they're coming out, is there a telltale with that? Like as far as like is there a telltale basically? Am I asking the
Well,
right person? I think I am.
there are all kinds of different ways to tell when a person is let's just say it like it is. I mean, we had some hopelessness going on during this pandemic. I mean, we had a
Yeah.
lot of people who felt hopeless. They didn't see an ending coming, and now we're starting to see some of that ending. But there's still that depression era out there. I mean, depression shows itself in many different ways, and my training teaches you how to see depression, but it also teaches you how to respond to people who have that in a manner that helps them understand that you care about them. And I think that goes so far in relations with not just your customers but with your coworkers when they know that you care about them by the words that you use. And I try to do that in my trainings to make sure that everybody understands all of the aspects of caring for one another.
That is so wonderful. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just say this one more time. If you are a business owner, you do not want to miss out on this event. The last person that I talked to about the event, they made the comment, they said that this event is basically a well care service for small businesses. It's an opportunity for us to come together, find out different areas that we've never thought about before, that will help you actually become a better business owner. But not just that, but it also helps you as a business owner in your personal life. It will help you in your psyche. It will help you in a lot of different ways. We have several speakers that's going to be there. We have a young lady that's coming in. She's part of the Whistleblowers of America, and she's going to come in and she's going to talk to us about whistleblowing, which is going to be kind of like a segue to Steve's actual workshop. So there's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to hear about that will help you as a business owner. And if you are interested in growing your business, you're interested in having the well care of your business, this is something that you definitely want to be a part of. Again, you want to go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com/attend and go ahead and register. You have to register to be a part of this. Everything is pretty much free, but you must register to be a part of this. So with that being said, we're going to go into talking to my man, Larry. Hello, Larry.
Hi, Reese. Excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you as well. So let me just go into I met Larry at a another networking event, and we had this really wonderful conversation. We were talking about so many different things, and one of the things that we got to talking about was technology and how it's going to change the world in the next few years. And after I talked to him, I was so full of just like the information that he was sharing with me that I got online the next day and I started sending him messages and telling him that I wanted him to be a part of this event because I knew that what he had to say was going to bring some real big change as far as small business was concerned. If someone really gets a good grasp onto what's going to be said, that their business would change completely. And so we got together and we started talking and we decided we were going to do a panel discussion. And we have a panel of about four or three, or maybe 4 or 5 people that's going to be having the discussion. Is that correct, Larry?
Yes.
Okay. And so they're going to come in and they're going to talk about technology and how we can use it the right way to affect our business the right way. So Larry, with that being said, give us a little bit about yourself and tell us some of your background.
So I want to try and keep it high touch and not get into the weeds of the technology piece. So my background is I'm also in a 3-decade club, but it's comprised of database engineering, software engineering, and language engineering. And databases, that's keeping track of information that you deal with in your business. So we utilize databases to do that. Software engineering, we're developing custom solutions to automate processes in your business. And then for language engineering, that's writing custom programming languages in order to accelerate the development of software solutions for businesses. So my background is primarily utilizing or leveraging that experience to assist small businesses or entrepreneurs in building out solutions that help them to do what they do best in serving their customers.
Okay, that's super awesome. Okay, so with that being said, and like you said, we're gonna high touch it just a little bit without going into a bunch of the information. Tell us some of the things, some of the takeaways that a business owner will get from being a part of the conference that you're gonna be hosting for the panel discussion.
So I want to kind of bounce back to something that Daniel Pennington said. It's you want to identify the problem, define a solution, and you want to let the business owner how their life is going to be changed after implementing that solution. So we want to sit down with the business owner, find out exactly what it is that they do, and then put together a solution that is technology based that helps them to better serve their clients. And that's really what we really want to focus on, because if we're able to get a solution that allows them to communicate with their customers better, to produce products and get those products to that customer faster, or saves them time, or saves them money, those are the types of solutions that we want to offer to that small business owner so that they can better serve their customers.
That's powerful. That's very powerful. So, if let me just go back to saying this. Number one, thank you again for Bantucola for being the live stream for this. You want to talk about technology? Bantucola does a lot of the tech work for us, and we really appreciate that. And then we'd like to say that if you are interested in learning more about the conference panel discussion that's going to be coming up with Larry, that's going to be a breakfast conference. You will get fed and you'll enjoy the entire aspect of what's going to be said at this particular conference. It's an opportunity again for you to grow your business. We I don't take it lightly with this whole particular event that we're doing. Every speaker that I have that's coming on to this event has been vetted. I've actually talked to them personally myself before we even signed any papers. They told me specifically what they were going to be doing. Everything has been done specifically to help you as a business owner. I'm not making any money off of this. I don't want to make any money off of this. This is my passion project to help the Gulf Coast. So if you're trying to get your information out there as a business owner, if you're trying to grow as a business owner, if you're trying to connect with other business owners, this is the opportunity that you want to come to. You want to be a part of this so that you can get your information out there as much as possible and share with other people that are like-minded that will help your business grow. With that being said, I'm going to ask you one more question, Larry, and hopefully we can move forward. And again, we're touching lightly because you have a lot of little moving pieces. Some of the speakers that you have that are going to be there, I do know that one of them is Brandon Williams. He is a tech person that's going to be on the panel discussion. Is that correct? I believe so. And then Lloyd Richard is also going to be on the panel discussion. We have another gentleman. His name is Andrew Wentz, I believe. He's going to be on a panel discussion where you guys are going to be talking about, technology. How does the so with technology being the biggest part of it, as far as the communication part of it, how can a person I know what I'm trying to ask you. It is a little bit more. I'm trying to make it so that it's not too in depth, but I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there. How does a person communicate through technology to get their message out there so that people know what it is that they're trying to service others with? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So these days, a lot of small businesses get their lifeblood through the utilization of social media. But
Mhm.
as a business owner, I really need to be able to produce products or deliver services to my clients. So trying to hit all the social media uh, channels that one would have access to could potentially take a great part of your day because there's just so much information and that information is fleeting. So one of the things that we do is recommend products and services that help them to, first of all, we would help them define the message that they want to deliver to the public at large to let people know that they are out there and that they exist. And then we find a product or service that um, that will automate the delivery of that message across all the different social medias in which they want to be seen. So that would be, one type of service that we would offer is help them craft their message, um, as well as deliver the assets that would be needed in order for it to be displayed across the different social media platforms.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so with that being said, I think that that gives enough information as far as what you're going to be talking about. Again, we wanted to lightly touch it because there's so many different aspects of the panel discussion that's going to be coming out, and you'll get a chance to hear more about that. Again, if you are interested in being a part of the Business Expo, it doesn't take much. All you got to do is go into www.thepowerlinkexpo.com/attend, and you'll be able to register for it. Everything is pretty much free. The only thing that you have to pay for are the conferences, and that's because we're feeding you. If I wasn't feeding you, if you wanted to come hungry and leave hungry, I'd be okay with that. But most people get a little hangry whenever they try to, sit up and listen to someone talk and there's no food available. So you definitely want to be there. It is on May the 18th and 19th. It's going to be in Fort Walton Beach at the First Baptist Church Christian Life Center. It's going to be a really powerful event. We have several sponsors that are a part of this. We have several what am I saying? Exhibits that are going to be there. But on top of that, we have speed networking. We have a seminar that people can participate in. We have workshops. We have the conferences, and then after that, after all of that, we have a party that's going to take place on Thursday, and we're going to be jamming with all the business owners that we've met. So you want to be a part of this particular event. You want to come out and get your information that you need to have. You want to pass out your business cards. You want to learn. You want to grow. You want to develop as a business owner. If you are interested, again, please go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com and go ahead and hit /attend. And please come on and be a part of this, because we want to actually get you some information that will help you. Guys, I really appreciate you guys for coming out and actually talking tonight. I told you this was going to be simply easy. Listen, we hit 30 minutes. I'm excited. That's the less I've done thus far. So I'm pretty good. I'm getting better at this. Yay. But do you have any questions or anything that you wanted to ask yourselves, or anything that you wanted to add to this?
I think it's fantastic, and I'm excited to be a part of this. And thank you very much for making all this happen. I know a lot of small business owners that will benefit tremendously from this kind of information.
Absolutely. How about you, Steve? Dr.
Well,
Brett?
as you said, I was at the last PowerLink, and that was when we were just trying to get back in the public, and I thought it was amazing. The people there were amazing. The businesses that came to it are all there just working to make each other feel better. So it was very much a family type event.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How about you, Larry?
I'm looking. This will be my first PowerLink Expo attendance, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot. I'm definitely going to be sharing the things that I've learned even tonight from both Daniel and Steve, and sharing that with my client base, because they've shared some very good nuggets of information that I can see sharing with my clients. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, with that being said, guys, we really appreciate you by coming in and listening to what we had to say for tonight. We look forward to seeing you at the event. Again, if you are interested in being a part of the event, it is a free event, but you must register. Go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com and then hit /attend, and you'll be able to register, and we'll be able to get you locked in. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Bantucola, again, for being one of our powerful sponsors. We appreciate you allowing us to live stream on with your product that you have, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the event as well. With that being said, good night, everyone. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.